The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of P.R.I.S, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
Supernatural. Magic. Ghosts. UFOs. Bigfoot. Extraterrestrial. Psychic energy.
The calling.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Another Wednesday night, and it's freezing here in Minnesota. What about you, Kimberly?
Yeah, it's very cold. It's super cold.
Oh my God! It's stupid cold. You know, what's funny is that overnight it must have been at least pretty good because there was some water coming down, on my windshield and stuff. And this morning I got up and I went out there and I thought somebody smashed my windshield because, how the water kind of goes around. It looks just like it was broken. I was like so upset. I was about to call the leasing office and just scream at them, but no, I didn't have to. So, I just took that energy and placed it inside and went and got an Egg McMuffin.
There you go.
There you go. Exactly. So, what's been new in the Kimberly Juarez residence? Anything?
Nothing really, except Art did slip, and he did have a fracture on the top of his foot. A little piece of bone sticks up, and so now he has to get that all booted up and stuff. And apparently, it heals on its own. I mean, I didn't even know that. I thought he'd have to have something, shave it down or something, but it's supposed to mend on its own, and that's about it. And we're also, now I'm getting back into the paranormal, we're doing a farmhouse this coming weekend. We're super excited. So yeah, lots of potential out there, just letting you guys know. Can't wait.
Awesome.
We can talk about it, which is great, I hate when you get those cases where you can't say anything.
I know, the confidentiality ones kind of blow. But yeah, this weekend we have Amore Coffee over in West St. Paul. We're doing a supernatural chat from 4 to 6.
Oh,
and
nice.
it's our first one of the year, so I'm really pumped for this. And we've got, the last, couple years that we did one, we had good evidence and stuff, but because of the Humbird and a few other places, we've got some stuff that I think people are going to be like, oh boy, I don't want to do that. Plus, it's going to be interesting because let's see if he's in the chat room first. If he is, I'm not going to mention it. No, he's not. Good. Well, no, I mean, not good. He should be. Paranormal Rider is going to meet us there, and he's the guy that, when we talk about UFOs, I'm actually just going to look at him and say, hey, Ralph, can you tell us what happened? Now, he does not like speaking. He's very shy. But
I thought he did. I thought he was pretty
No,
good
he was. So he did a great job on the radio, man, but he was scared about it. He was extremely nervous. So, that's just the way it goes. Got to push people a little bit to get what we want, right?
Right, exactly.
It's all about the co-hosts and the hostesses. Host people, whatever. Anyway, so our guests tonight are both with P.R.I.S.M Paranormal, one in Kentucky and one in South Florida.
Yeah.
So we have Emily Menhouse, and we have David Pierce Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, yeah.
Yeah, I said it right. I should have said Rodriguez.
There you go.
But
There you go.
So Emily, how you doing tonight, honey? Guess what? Emily forgot to unmute her microphone. I can see it from here.
Oh yeah, you can totally tell.
Well, she's panicking right now or running to the restroom. David, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having us.
Okay, that's good. That's good. She'll figure out.
Sorry.
I'm
There you are.
unmuted.
There she
I'm
is.
unmuted. There we go.
All right.
Don't
Okay.
ever put a woman. Don't ever put a woman on mute. Okay, they will figure out a way.
Oh no, you put us on mute. Hello.
Well, that's true too. That's true. I didn't want to. So.
No problem. So when did you get in with? We're going to start with Emily first. Sorry, David. Now that her microphone's open, if I don't
Ladies
start
first.
Yep, very good. So Emily, when did you start with Prism?
Let's see. I had freaking Frack Paranormal, and this was a very hard decision for me because I had freaking Frack Paranormal in a couple different other states, and freaking Frack to me was just like, and I made it pink and all that girly stuff, so it sounded like a woman's team, and it's just a duo. And David and I have done so many things together, paranormal wise. And when I was doing videos and I was putting myself up with freaking Frack, putting David up with Prism and things, it just felt like it came together. I would say probably about 6 months ago. I talked to all the people that was on my teams and things, and they trust my judgment and everything. So it's to make things better and easier for all of us all the way around. I decided to switch my teams to Prism with David. Join him because he started Prism back. There's several Prisms out there, but he started Prism back in 2001 or 2, and then. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I was giving you more credit.
You didn't know me back then.
No, I didn't. I was just a young lady fresh out of high school back then. So then I started and talked to David a lot about it, wanting to bring all the Prism teams together, and we started the Prism Paranormal Network too. That's on Facebook and Instagram for right now.
Oh, okay. So now Tim Arwin, right? He's in Florida too, right?
David?
Yeah. He used to be on my team. He ended up going. He lives up in Broward, so he joined a team up in Broward, which is too bad because he's one of those guys who has a ton of equipment.
Oh, I know.
It's great to have on your team, and he's a real go-getter and like a really good guy. And it's too bad that I lost him to Broward. But I mean, he literally is like an hour and a half away from me. So it's
that's not bad.
yeah, sometimes we would do stuff up there, but for him to come down here is hard as well. I mean, I live in Coral Gables, which is so basically for me to go from here to like the top of the Keys to Broward is kind of like the zone that I try to stay in. But we do stuff in Davie, and we do like the lighthouse down here, Deering Estate, Coral Castle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, Tim's been on the show, and so has I can't remember her name from Colorado Prison.
Oh, Nicole?
I think it was Nicole.
Crockett?
Was
it
she
Nicole?
on, or was she?
Janessa?
Shoot, I don't remember.
It's been Nicole was doing the paranormal. She was running. She was the director of the Colorado team until she got so swamped with. She owns a gym, and so like it was just a lot of work, So she got started paying more attention to her job and less to the paranormal. And then we have a kind of two directors co-directing. Now.
Oh, nice.
I think it was Nicole who was on the show. I'm pretty sure it was.
I think it was Nicole too.
It was over
I
a
think it
year ago.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, all my shows from prior to 2019 were hacked, and all of them were deleted. And I got only a few back that were ones that the people aren't even alive anymore. And thank God I was able to get them. My producer helped me out with that. Dennis Banks from AIM, and right now Chief Clyde Bellecourt, who is very sick. And I know that, I'll never get neither one of them back on again. But, thank God that I was able to save.
It's important to keep that.
Well,
Exactly.
so the first time I was ever in the guest seat on a show, that show is gone too. That was hacked. That was 2017. Did you say prior? Oh, my goodness. That's terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty sad. It was very sad. We thought we had them all. A friend thought he had downloaded, because once he seen that, I had a show and stuff like that, he downloaded them all, and he'd listen to them when he was at work. He was like
Yeah.
really into the paranormal, but it just didn't work out, and none of them. They were all 2019. So, bummer.
Happens to the best of us.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Stuff
So
disappears
Kim,
sometimes.
do you got something you want to say? I'm sorry, I'm kind of taking it all over there.
Oh no, go ahead, Jerry. You're good. You're fine. I'm just listening. And I have my dog in the background barking, so I have it on mute. I'm sorry, but no. So okay, I will go then, Jerry. So Emily, what made? Because I seen you, I think when you were in Frick Frack. I want to say
Okay.
you had, and you did have like a live show, and you would talk about paranormal and all that. So
Yes.
when did you start doing all this paranormal? When did it get
Oh.
so interested?
I could almost say that I've done all my paranormal pretty much my whole entire life. Back in the mid 90s, my friends and I were going to these abandoned houses and things, and we were like, I'm surprised none of us got like truly vaulted or shocked. We were like hooking up wires and stuff to my friend's Jeep and taking these big long wires in to record and videotape these old abandoned houses back before ghost hunters and all that stuff was on TV. Mid 90s when we were first getting our driver's license. We were using audio tapes with huge big batteries and cassette players where we just, the tapes where you hit record, you have to hit the two buttons to play and record at the same time and then stop. We had all that. But the show, I still do I do the show that started a year and a half ago. I wanted to do a Facebook Live show because I knew that the Facebook lives were getting more popular. I have degrees in business and marketing, and these things were going through the roof. And I was like, well, we need to have some paranormal shows on our live feed so people we can interview. So I started doing that just for fun, really, and I didn't think it would kick off, but it ended up kicking off about 6 months after that. And really, truly, I've been really blessed to have really great guests. I'm booked right now till July. I don't really have to ask for anybody, but I did partner up. They reached out to me. Gosh, what month is this? February. I think they reached out to me around October. Well, before October. It was my 1 year almost. I think August. They reached out to me, Paranormal Warehouse, and I ended up teaming up with them. So I'm still doing What the Frick Live, which is kind of from Frick and Frack Paranormal. So it's What the Frick instead of What the Beep. We can't say that word. So it's What the Frick Live on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Paranormal Warehouse now. So it's fun. It's really laid back. I don't mind alcohol. We can't cuss. But if you want to have a drink or two and 3 or 4, that's fine too. And come on and just, be laid back. I think a lot of the shows too that you see, not this one because I love The Calling. Jerry's awesome. But yes, I did have a good time being on the show before, but I think a lot of the shows are really serious a lot of the times, and I've had plenty of my past guests message me and say, this was so much fun, I want to come back. So, it's just an open forum, really.
That's good. That's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a really good time, doing it. I remember when you and the Geeks Girls came on. Their show is next, right after my show and everything, and Victoria and Shauna, and they're a blast. Oh, if I remember correctly, that show, they both had big goblets of wine.
We've drunk tequila with them before. What? At a Paracon one time. They're a hoot.
They are. They're awesome. They're awesome. Okay, so, go ahead, Kimberly. Sorry.
No. That was good. So go ahead, David. Tell us when did this get you all started and everything?
So I went through stuff when I was a kid in a haunted house, like a lot of people did, and then that stuff kind of kept following me around for a long time. I didn't start a paranormal team until until 2003 when I was moving around so much. My ex-wife was in the military, and so there was really no time to start any kind of team or anything like that. But once we got stationed in Omaha, then it was like a good time to do it. So I started the first PRISM in Omaha, Nebraska in late 2003, January 2004, and it's just been going on since. We just started team after team after team. Usually a lot of people who were in the teams before splintered off and started a team in like Colorado, started that way. Nicole was part of Omaha. There's people who it just basically, that's how it kind of starts. But we have, 15 or 16 teams now. We have quite a few teams.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a
Wow,
lot.
that is a lot. My gosh.
Some more active than others, that's typical.
We have hopefully, I'm crossing fingers, 3 new teams that's going to be joining us, and I've had a hard time saying this. Now, Jerry, I noticed that you said Minnesota, but the people I know says Minnesota.
Minnesota. I used to live in Little Canada.
Oh, God.
I know it well.
They learned from us.
So, do you say Newfoundland?
No, Little Canada, like
Newfoundland?
St. Paul.
Do I say what?
Do you say Newfoundland or Newfoundland?
Newfoundland.
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 Oh, Newfoundland. Well, there is Newfoundland, and then there is Newfoundland. So
It's
there's
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland,
Canada.
and there is also a Newfoundland. So there's 2 of them.
Newfoundland is, I've heard it said for Newfoundland in Canada, Newfoundland or Newfoundland. So we are working on hopefully having Newfoundland, Canada, Boise, Idaho, and Baltimore, Maryland. Hopefully, I'm hoping maybe by the end of March to have those on with PRISM too.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Very nice. So now, do you guys do like a big PRISM type meeting where, once in a while, like the leaders of each one of them get together?
It would be nice. It would be nice, but I don't think anybody can afford to travel everywhere.
And
meet up, but we should do it sometime.
Reunions would be a blast. You got to figure that out somehow.
Yeah.
We've done stuff. Where the teams work with other teams. We've done that. I'm like we met up with PRISM Ohio earlier this year, and so things like that. But it's kind of hard for everyone scattered everywhere. It's all around the United States. Like, where do you do it? But I guess we should be doing that. I did that when we were down to when I had 3 teams, we would do something like that. But it's we were all in the Midwest. It was a lot easier. But now it's so difficult.
Well, David's talked about it before, so I think that'll be a future goal eventually. Get everybody together and find a central port where everybody can meet.
Penitentiary or something. Someplace big we can all investigate together.
Well, you should have a prison. Not prison.
Prison
in the prison.
We're going to have PRISM in the prison.
A prison. Forget it. I'm not even going to say it. Yeah, that'll be fun getting everybody together. Every time. So now are you originally from South Florida?
No, I was born in Wisconsin. I was born in Madison.
That's okay. That's why I can.
My dad is Cuban, though, so that's why I'm down in South Florida now. When I got divorced and I was looking for a place to move, my family was down in Miami, so I came to Miami. But my mom's from Ohio. My dad was her teacher, her professor in college, and so they begat me in Madison, Wisconsin. He was a professor at University of Wisconsin.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. So, okay, great. What was the question I was going to ask Emily? Emily.
Go Badgers.
Go Badgers? Oh, no.
Time out.
That's my first toy, Bucky Badger.
No, I'd much rather hear... I would much rather hear "Go Badgers" than "Go Ohio State" because
Buckeyes. They're the Buckeyes.
He graduated from Ohio State.
Oh, okay.
Go Buckeyes.
Gotcha. So now I got to ask you. I'm going to ask you guys this separately. And Emily, what do you believe in UFOs?
I believe in them 110%. I believe in aliens more than Bigfoot.
What?
I know you're a big Bigfoot person. Yes.
Yeah.
I believe in aliens. There's just been too many eyewitnesses. I'm a Christian. The Bible talks about things like that too. And seeing things that are from other planets. I do have a biblical idea of what it could be. I don't want to go. I don't know if you want to go into that. I will. No. I don't care. I'll talk about anything. But yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
But I believe in UFOs and aliens. I did not
Gotcha.
storm Area 51. I didn't storm it.
Okay. Now, question for you then. And I'm sorry, I'm going to stick with Emily for another minute
Okay.
here. And just quick questions, answers. Okay, so now you believe in aliens. Now, have you seen a UFO?
Yes.
Okay.
When I was a kid.
Okay. Have you seen an alien?
My ex-husband's one. I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
No, have
No.
you have you
I
seen
have
you have not?
I have not
Okay.
seen an alien. I don't know if I would actually be prepared to see an alien, honestly.
Okay. So here's my question to you. If you haven't seen an alien, yet you believe in UFOs, some people, now I've asked this to some people and they discount it right away and they said, no, not even possible. Everybody else has seen the grays or the greens and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But hold on. The question is, do you believe that they could be unmanned drones from outside of possibly our solar system?
Yes. They're called the sons of God.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my theory on that.
Okay.
So-
I have the native thing about the star people, and of course that
I've
they're
heard of that.
more. Yeah. So okay. So, but you don't believe in Bigfoot.
No, I believe in Bigfoot, but I believe in aliens more than Bigfoot. Nobody's ever seen Bigfoot. In very few, I mean, I don't know. I do know a guy that has a story about Bigfoot when he was 13, but I've heard a lot more. And that's why I do haunted farmlands, because I'm hoping that you hear a lot of these crop circles and alien experiences on these farmlands, especially out west and over in the UK. I'm hoping to get to that extreme because I'm hoping haunted farmlands will kind of cross examine both the paranormal and aliens. So I think that with that idea and investigating some of these places, we're going to find out a lot more about the paranormal all in general that we can't explain. But I do have some friends that's had investigation or has had experiences with Bigfoot, has seen Bigfoot or think they've seen Bigfoot. But I just think he is so widely searched and looked after. We would have way more evidence by now for him.
Oh, okay. Now, just want to tell you, 2015, I met my wife up at Bina, or I'm sorry, up in
Oh, your wife has that,
Kimberly.
or the Squatchers.
Squatchers. Yep.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, Kimberly is a member of Squatchers.
Okay.
So anyway, so I was up there, Reamer, Minnesota, and we were all going to go out for lunch. So I was driving to Bina, and I was like 7 miles away from Bina when at first I thought it was a moose trying to get up from the ground. It was on the bank of the river. And so I kept watching it, and because I thought, my God, I've never seen a moose in the wild, and I'm from Bemidji, Minnesota. I'm from further north and stuff. And as I'm watching it, it gets up, and I'm like, what? And it was on 2 feet. And I was looking at it thinking bear, because a bear can stand up all the way, but it didn't have the bulbous butt and the short legs and long body. It was man-like, and it was a brownish, and it had a big gray patch on its left shoulder. And as I'm watching it, it was looking away from me towards the sun. And I knew it had intelligence when it put its hand up on its brow to block out the sun so they can see across the river. And to me, I thought that was so amazing. Did I get a photo? Nope. Did I get video? No. Why?
That's what it happens.
No. Hold on. I just didn't want to take my eyes off of it. I had my hand on the camera trying to open it, but I mean, I'm watching every little thing about it. I'm watching its butt. I'm watching its legs, its muscle. It's the way it walks, its arm structure, its chest structure. It was not a female. There was no breasts on it. I was looking at its face. It's nothing like what you see in Finding Bigfoot, where the big ones and stuff. And it's like looking at it, and then at the same time, I'm thinking about the Patterson-Gimlin film, and it's like that. My opinion of the Patterson film, it's fake. That is not real. And people are saying, Jerry, it happened so far back, they didn't have what it took to be able to fake something like that. Yes, they did. They had stuff.
They did. They always
way
have.
back, exactly, way back in the 30s, that they were able to fake stuff. I mean, in the 40s and the 50s too and stuff. Look at Creature from the Black Lagoon. That was very intricate on how they made it because it had a breathing apparatus underwater. So, yes, they could have had faked it. But anyway, so I'm watching it and everything, and I remember calling up Steph, and I said, you're not going to believe this. And when we got there, she was saying that she wanted me to talk about it. But they started telling me stories about an old man that said an old one comes to his farm a lot and then described it.
Wow.
And described it, and it was like, no, it had the patch on the left side, not on the right, like I had asked. And so to me, I'm 100% sure that what I seen was Bigfoot. It wasn't a person whatsoever. There's no possible way, because a person, if they had a mask on and they're walking through boggy area, is going to be looking down on where they're stepping.
Right.
This held its head up and kept walking across the river, going into the woods and stuff. Now, do I believe that they're interdimensional? Yes, I do. I believe that they can use the same type of vortex or whatever that to travel by that UFOs possibly could. But I don't believe that UFOs and Bigfoot have anything in common with each other.
In connection. So the being an interview person in me, I got to ask a question, Jerry. And
Sure.
I promised myself I wasn't going to do this, but did you ever go back and camp out at that area and stay several days or a week or something there to see if you could capture it again?
Yes, and I can't discuss the rest of it. I'm sorry. Yes.
Whatever.
So,
you sound like the government. You're the government.
Oh my
Jerry.
God. I am very much far from a G-man. But okay, so now we're going to go over to David here.
Yes,
so,
go to David.
David, what do you think? What do you think about UFOs?
I believe in it. I've seen UFOs a few times, so I definitely believe in it. I had one chase, I was in a car driving with three guys, an hour and a half from it was 2.5 hours from Washington, D.C. to Ocean City, Maryland. And there was a red disc following me for a good 30 minutes, 25 minutes. I mean, everyone in the car saw it. We ended up losing time even. We got there an hour later than we thought we were going to get. I ended up getting something in my neck that I've always had that I never always think I call it my alien implant, but it's probably some, whatever it is. A lymph node. You can't with this.
Yeah,
but a lymph node back here. But I don't know, just weird things have happened. I think I met an alien once. I can't tell you who the person was just because you can't say that kind of thing. But it was I met somebody from Space Command, and I pretty much think they were an alien. It was the strangest. I just even shaking this guy's hand. I just felt different than a normal human being would. I mean, maybe that's just in my mind, but this person, if somebody could have been an alien, it would have been this person. I can't really tell you who the person is, but nonetheless, it would have been this person. And I definitely believe in UFOs. I mean, I've seen them with people. I believe in aliens. I believe aliens are here. I believe also in those, something that Emily and I talk about a lot is the white orbs. That we see them here in Florida a lot by Naples. You see them in Puerto Rico, Cuba. Those kind of they're around the water in kind of foresty area, and they're kind of, I don't know what those are either. I don't think they're UFOs. I don't think they're aliens. They're probably some organic being that's been here since before we were here. I even have a friend that sent me, I was talking about it at a bar yesterday. It was 2 for Tuesday, and I had a friend that showed me photos. He went to Puerto Rico, the west coast of Puerto Rico, and he said, David, I saw this ball of light. I took 4 photos because I was taking photos, and then this ball of light came up, and he sent me these 4 or 5 photos of this blue orb coming up, and he's like, "What do you think that is?" I said, "I mean, I'm not a UFO guy, so I'm not a ufologist, so I can't tell you." But
Gotcha.
definitely cool stuff.
Gotcha. I'm sorry to cut you off, man. We need to go to break. We're going to be back in a couple of minutes. We're going to start right back after we get back with you, David. So we'll be right back, folks, in 2 minutes.
Oh. UFOs. Bigfoot. Cryptid.
All this on the call. Just think if you listening to the words of X.
It is the secret of the world that all things subsist and do not die, but only retire a little from sight and afterwards return again. Nothing is dead. People find themselves dead and endure the mock funerals and mournful obituaries. And there they stand, looking out the window, sounding well, in some new and strange disguise. This secret must be told to the world, and they must tell it. Because they're not dead, we know this, and we'll prove it. So join Mike and Dave every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central for the Odyssey Files. Only on P.R.I.S.M.
Oh, hey Heidi, what are you listening to? Heidi. Oh, hey Steph. Hey, what has your attention? Oh, I'm listening to P.R.I.S.M, the calling radio show. Have you ever heard of it? No, I haven't. What's it all about? Well, it's hosted by three guys, Jerry, Alan, and Will, and they talk about paranormal investigations, UFOs, cryptozoology, psychic phenomenon, all sorts of stuff. Oh, well, it's kind of like The Gathering, but on Wednesday, right? Yep, you got it. The Calling. The Calling. The Calling. The Calling. The Calling. The Calling radio show every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on P.R.I.S.M.
And we're back. This is Jerry with The Calling, along with Kimberly Juarez. And just to kind of let you guys know, if you missed the first half and you're like really interested in what you heard, tomorrow it'll be on our website, www.thecallingradioshow.com. It should be on there around 4 or 5 o'clock. Also, too, there's a couple shows that you do not want to miss. No missing. That's on P.R.I.S.M. One is The Gathering. The Gathering. The ladies of The Gathering, Stephanie and Heidi, sit around that metaphysical table. They drink all sorts of tequila and they have fun. No, they don't. But, you should listen to the show. It's great. That's Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on P.R.I.S.M. And every Sunday, brand new show, He Said, She Said, say that 3 times fast. He Said, She Said, the Cryptid Show. That's on again at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday nights. And only again on P.R.I.S.M. Okay, so we got all that through there. And okay, David, continue on, sir.
Where was I at? I bet the alien guy. I don't want to say his name, but nonetheless. Yeah, I know. I definitely believe in aliens. I mean, I definitely believe in UFOs. As to what these UFOs are, I mean, when I was going in this car and this thing was following me, this red disc, maybe the size of like a bus or something like that, but disc shaped, maybe I don't know, maybe smaller than that, because maybe 2 people could have fit in there if
like
there was people-sized things. No, but it didn't look like a school bus. It was a disc, red, but it probably 2 people could have fit in there if there were people in there. But I really thought it was something from the military, because out there's a lot of stuff going on, and I thought it was that. But what was really strange is when it was following my car, then I woke everybody up. I kind of felt like when you're playing, well, it kind of feels like when there's a ghost in a room or something. But like if you're playing tag or something, or hide and go seek, and you hide behind someplace, and someone comes in the room, and you get that feeling that they're in there. That's a kind of like I felt like they were watching me. It was really strange.
Well,
I felt some connection to it.
Now, how long ago was that?
This was This was 1989. This was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but you know what? I mean, back when I was a kid in the 60s, there wasn't any kind of drones, or if there was, it was very seldom. So seeing things that I seen and heard about and seen pictures and stuff, I tend to believe that there's stuff like that happened then. In the 90s, yeah, I still believe it, but it's, now you're getting into the age of drones and stuff, and it's like, nowadays it's hard to tell. Is it alien? Sure. Is it not? And yes, there could be, like I think it was Sherry was saying, there are secret space programs. I believe that, and that they, be it from, I still believe that, Area 51 is now, since everybody's talking about it and really believe that there is, I believe they probably do have UFOs from the 60s. I do believe that. Do I have proof of it? No, I don't have proof. It's just my belief. But I don't believe that it's just in that area anymore. I'm pretty sure that it's pretty much all the way around. So when people see them, and they're like, wow, it was so close to me and stuff, that could be.
There's so much going on at that base underground and in those mountains anyway that nobody see anything. I mean, even like with my ex-wife, her base in Omaha, it's like it's underground, that stuff. I mean, what you see is not what it is. It's underground is like everything, and it's safe. And nobody's going to see anything, and nor can they bomb it, nor can they do anything like that. So,
exactly, and I believe there's more than just that place. I mean, there's got to be different ones around and stuff. I mean, it's it's funny is that, like I said a long time ago, back in the 70s, early 70s, when my mother and I, we had a photograph, and she helped me get a whole bunch of photographs and newspaper clippings together and stuff, and we sent it to what we believe was the address for Project Blue Book and everything. And, months later, we got back the envelope, and it was stamped no such department, no such zone, all that other stuff and everything. And we opened it up. All those photographs were gone. So she was definitely afraid of the government because of that. So it's, I believe that the government, they still keep things quiet. And that are we ever going to know what's really there? Every person can say that there's things out there. A politician can say as much as they want. You get me in, I'm going to prove to you that it is there. They can say it as much as they want. They're never going to let that information out. That's like right now, people are finding, well, like, for instance, pandas used to be known as cryptids, a mythical beast. They're not. They're real. In I think it was New Delhi or something like that, there was a species that was supposed to have been extinct for all these years, or believed to have been extinct, because they never seen it. Tiny deer about the size of a beagle. So there's stuff out there.
Yeah, those giant squids too that people made fun of a long time ago.
The krakens, I seen a show on that just the other day that were talking about mystical beasts and the krakens, and they say that it could have
been killed off.
Yep, most definitely. So anyway, but what is your thoughts on?
I'll tell you, just from being married in the past to somebody in the military, everything is top secret. Like everything is. They could be talking about some ketchup, and then that's got a stamp top secret. Everything is just secret until they release stuff. But it's like they're not going to talk about anything. You'll never know about the UFOs.
Exactly. I
Nobody.
just want to do one question that's in the chat room. Steve B says, "Why don't more people remote view alien situations?" You know what? I
we
think
need more. We need more remote viewers.
We
Well,
need
here's
third.
the-
We need the third eye spies is what we need for aliens only. An alien division only.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, already the government has split up the skies and stuff like that on what is a certain type of alien, certain colors. There's yellow, red, blue, and
Grays.
and
Gray,
no,
right?
there's another color. No, it's the light colors that comes from their from from their flight and stuff like that, and they've got them categorized in different areas of the universe, and they feel that they are in that side of the universe. You know what I mean? So it's
Like
like
the tall
they're
white ones and the.
yeah, you know.
Wait,
So
Well,
Like even the
was it
grays.
a
When you
star-
were talking
was
before, they.
this the Stargate? This was a Stargate project, wasn't it? With the
somewhat.
colors.
It's kind of
I
like,
think it
aren't they
was.
like light complected, Sherry, with darker eyes, and they actually come through the human race and all that? I mean, they're supposed to be like humans,
So the
but
dark-eyed children.
it's something like that. Not the dark-eyed children, but they actually live in this race, but they are alien. You know, they are a different.
Like the tall white
they're
ones
high,
from up,
right?
like the north, like Icelandic type looking
Right,
people.
but they have that look to them.
But
where
you
they're-
wonder too, could it have been like when they say in the Bible and stuff like this, where or other places where like that that they had sex with human beings, you know, and then they like what you know, even like in the
Right.
pagan type stuff, that the gods came down, had sex, had some of them became giants, some of them were had special powers. You get these demigods, these types of things. Maybe they were just aliens, and then
Right.
passed on some
They
stuff
were.
to
That's
people.
the sons of God to me. That's the sons of God that look like
Well,
humans.
I'm going to tell you guys something. This is kind of weird, but I believe in full-blown aliens too. And my daughter was really little. She had a dream, a nightmare, and she woke up from this nightmare, and she told me, well, she didn't wake up, but like she went to the restroom and then came back, and then she tells me she's standing by my bed and she's shaking. I go, "What's the matter?" And she goes, "Oh my God, Mama, I see grays. I see grays." I'm like, "What?" She's 5 years old.
Yeah.
How does a 5-year-old know what I see grays? Do you know what I mean? So to me,
Spooky.
I mean,
Children.
she's a child and she remembers. She tells me she's 30 years old now, but
Yeah.
do you see what I mean? That to me was off the chart. Like that freaked me out because I've had my own experiences. And then I go to find out later that my sister and my mother had experiences too.
Wow.
Yeah.
So does this run in families then? Because I've heard stories of alien experiences that is generational, and it doesn't seem like to go outside that family. So does aliens target families and stick with them and then pick and choose when? And here's the deal too, like when your child, she's 5 years old, what day and time and things like that, when did that happen? 20 years from now, will it happen to somebody else in the same family?
Right. Yeah. So
It's interesting.
I don't know their full story, but they told me they had experience. And I asked them, I said, "Well, how come you never told me?" Because I told my mom the experience that I had. And I said, "Why didn't you ever tell me?" And I honestly believe, well, I saw a spaceship. I also had a dream. And I felt like, too, I got an implant as well. So it's kind of weird. I get
Was yours
that
that?
part.
What'd you get
Mine
your
is
implant?
actually, I know it sounds so
What's your-
bizarre.
I know. I
Mine's
think
in
so
my
too. That's
leg.
okay.
So you just never know. And then when I met this, I can't remember her name right now, but she's from MUFON and she's in the Midwest. She's from Kansas, and she told me, "Do you know that you probably?" It just sounds so bizarre, but she's like, "You probably are some type of person that they
Communicate.
yeah, through alien." She did. She told me. Jerry's looking at me all weirded, but she told me this, and I kind of believe her because I do believe her. And then to find out that my mom and my sister had experience, I'm like, okay, so this is weird. But like you said, Emily, does it run in families like that? Does it? I mean, how bizarre is that?
Does your other family too? Like, do they have markings like you do, or
No,
a spot
no,
or
nothing
anything?
like
Okay.
that. No, I don't think so. At least I don't know. I'll have to pick their brain a little bit more. But
Mm-hmm.
to me, I think it's just you kind of open a can of worms, because when I had my experience, I truly didn't think anybody ever would believe me, ever. And I just think it's bizarre. I had a nightmare where I did see them over me, and I've also had it where I felt like something pierced through my head, like if they were experimenting on me. And time went by so quick, and I was only 12, about 12, or probably a little older, 14, I think I was, about 14 years old. So yeah, it's bizarre. It's probably another story, but I'm just telling you that this is probably true. It's probably true about this human race thing.
I mean, I believe in it.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. So, see, Jerry, now I talk.
About time. That's funny. First off, I want just to say it one more time, just get it over with, and then I got a million questions for you guys on this stuff. Is that remote viewers? I myself, I'm a huge skeptic. It's not that I don't believe everyone, but some of the proof that people come out with, be it paranormal, supernatural, is
hard
so
to believe.
Fraudulent. Yes, because
nowadays
everybody wants to have that shot. They want to have the sweet shot that everybody's going to believe them, and it's going to be like a Huff Paranormal thing. Sorry, that's just doesn't. It's not real. It's and it's rather insulting, I think, for people like that are truly into the paranormal, the supernatural. We're doing what we can to prove and to show that there is such a thing. That's why I always say it's my opinion, or this is what I saw, but I'm not going to, punch you out if you don't believe me. Going back
I feel so bad for the crop circle people. How bad do they get punked every time?
They do.
Right.
The thing is,
and it's so interesting too. Those crop circles.
Exactly. Last year we did a lecture at UFO Days in Elmwood, Wisconsin. That's the Wisconsin capital of, or UFO capital of Wisconsin. Anyway, there was, they had a lot of stuff going on and everything else, but they did have some crop circles. I never got to physically see them. I've seen pictures of them, but when you're looking at the pictures, crop circles, everything is usually laying down. This one, they were broken at the stalks. So broken at the stocks, that's not exactly...
That's hard.
That was really hard on that, because that had to be somebody with a board and probably a rope that's just going around and doing it. Possibility. Now, then going with the... but they did have a mutilated cow, and they can't understand, the people that had it, don't understand how the heck that could have happened, because there was no blood left in this cow. Its nose was removed, its tongue, the horns, and the teats were removed, but there was no blood.
It's the strangest story, isn't it? These
Exactly.
mutilations, so strange.
It's almost like if somebody, the certain areas and stuff, and I used to work for a veterinarian. I know if you dehorn a cow, that blood is going to spray up to 20 feet away. You got to hurry up and pull all the capillaries, which is just totally disgusting to do. That's one of the reasons I quit, because it was just so nasty. But
there's no blood on these things, are there?
There was no blood. There was no blood anywhere. And where it was placed in the field is the last place that the cow was at. The cows were at, and only one was taken. Now,
what do they do? What do you think it is? Cut with a laser or something like that, so it cauterizes the wound, or what? How's it not bleed?
How did they get the
how do they cut the teeth off and there's no blood?
Right, and there was no tracks. There was no tracks nowhere. Even close to this thing, which I thought was very, very strange. And police and everything else said they followed around the area for a long time and never seen one track or one possible track that could have been human. So it's bizarre. Now let me finish this question.
It was a drone. A drone dropped it off.
Hold on. Let me finish this. I want to get this out because I know Steve is probably getting angry with me. I believe remote viewing is real, powerful, but needs to be verified. Exactly. Yes. That's the thing about verification of that, is that you have all these different psychics out there, each one saying, even my friend, I even questioned her, and she was like, well, Jared, that's good that you questioned. All I can say is about what I've seen, and what, happened. But there's so many that say that they have seen certain things, and they know this thing's there, like a Bigfoot's there, and you go there. There's not even a sign a Bigfoot was ever there. It's just unbelievable. So it's that's the big thing is who's the one that can do the remote view and does it right every time. Nobody has found that person yet.
I don't think that person exists. I don't think that they can be right every time.
Well, there was that one guy on Coast to Coast all the time that has that course. What's his name?
Well, there's all kinds of courses. There's government courses too. You can still take.
He was one of the original guys from the from that
70s?
program. He was taught by the head guy. There's the head guy who was, from the government, who was taught, who they did the movie about, the one about the, killing the lambs.
He died, I think.
The goat, whatever,
George
Clooney played him.
But I'm kind of interesting. It would be kind of interesting to go to one of these classes and document.
I did. So I did the first course of his thing, and it's interesting what you find. I forget what his course is called. He's
here. I have my phone. I'm not. Let me look it up.
But when I started doing the first course, the thing where somebody's putting the thing in the envelope, and then you're trying to draw it, and you're just open minded. I'm drawing a triangle. It ends up being a pyramid. I mean, who knows how that works? I guess some people are good at it, some people aren't. To me, it was just too much work and too much practice, and there was too much other stuff going on. But it's really cool. If that really works like that. No, his name is.
No, that's not his name.
He's like he's on Coast to Coast all the time. He has like a. Well, he used to be all the time especially with Art Bell. But I don't remember. He's still on there. His name is Ed Dames. Ed Dames.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay.
So he has a course, and I've got that course on DVD, but I've only done one of 7 DVDs.
How much, may I ask you, how much did you pay for that course?
It was like $150 or something like that back in the day.
See, this is...
Yeah, that's the problem. Money, right?
God.
Money making.
It's the money making, and this is what drives me crazy, because there was actually somebody on Facebook. I'm not even going to try to glorify this person's name because I finally blocked him. I couldn't stand him anymore. But they were claiming that a person to be psychic or to be a remote viewer and everything else, you have to go in front of a board of psychics, and it costs up to $600 to possibly a few $1,000s to be verified that you are what you say you are.
I don't think so.
That is just crap.
They want you to go to all the courses and stuff too. You
got to have all that stuff.
There's one for lottery numbers and one for. I want to see how many people won the lottery with that. That'd be nice.
Well, I think the courses are good for anybody. I think as you get older, I think you should always be learning about something. And if it's just like $100 for a class, it's not like they're ripping you off. I mean, you're there for 6 weeks online or whatever, and you have material, and it's material that's been used and proven that has worked before. But you also have these people that get a minister's license for $40 and never went to Bible college. So it's all a money thing. But I think that the remote viewing classes, if you can take them and they are affordable, do it. Like I would be interested in those classes.
There's a lot of online reverends out there, aren't there?
There is, but if it's an establishment that's been around for a long time, I think, and it has a good reputation, why not?
Yeah, he was in the military. Ed Dames was in the military, and they taught him how to do that. He was taught with, I guess, the other guy is Ingo Swann or something like that. Is that his name? Stuff's coming back to me. Ingo Swann was the first guy that they did that movie about. But I don't know. I mean, it was the military was using it. I think that if it ever got good, they wouldn't talk about it. Probably, like it would have been a secret.
It's in my terms, it's cheap radar. Let's take these people in. Let's give them and teach them these ways and see if we can get anything with radar imaging.
What they wanted them to do is to be able to go into someone's dream and kill them. You know what I mean? That's kind of what their outcome probably was. Yeah, because if you ever saw that movie with they're trying to get him to kill a goat, George Clooney, by thinking about it.
Yeah, but that's Hollywood.
I think he succeeds.
Though.
Yeah, no. But that actually comes from the. You got to read the book by Ingo
That's what
Swann
happened. That's what happened to the cow, Jerry.
Yep.
No, I think it was those white orbs.
men that stare at goats.
Yeah, men that stare at goats.
That was the movie.
There you go.
But yeah. But anyway, so let's go back to this. So okay, so I don't even remember where the heck we were at. This was good conversation. I wish we had another hour, but we don't. So anyway, we're down to 2 minutes left. So, Emily, if somebody has a case in your area and they want to get a hold of you or get a hold of the team, where do they go to contact you?
Okay, they can find P.R.I.S.M Paranormal Kentucky on Facebook and then the P.R.I.S.M Paranormal Network on Facebook. But I also have a website, and it doesn't have P.R.I.S.M in it. It's with my show. It's www.wtfricklive.org. And they can always reach us out through there. It has a lot of our investigations and things and a lot of stuff that David and I have done together throughout the last several years on there as well.
Okay, awesome. And David, how would somebody get a hold of you if they're in South Florida and they're like, oh my God, I think it's like a big white orb thing and it's like doing a review on everybody, a remote view on everybody. How would they get a hold of you?
I got the website's doyouseedeadpeople.org or .com as well, Do You See Dead People. And then on Facebook as well, Facebook, just P.R.I.S.M South Florida.
Okay, what is your website?
doyouseedeadpeople.org. I got it a long time ago.
Awesome.
That's the beauty of having a website that's 15, 16 years old.
That's great. That's great. Okay, well, good. This is good. And, of course, if anybody's down in southern Minnesota, they definitely can get a hold of Kimberly's team, Cat Paranormal. Kimberly Juarez. Where do they get a hold of you at?
They can get a hold of us through Facebook or just go up to Cat Paranormal, www.catparanormal.com. So, yeah.
Awesome. Same with me. It's not the same. If you're here in central Minnesota and you're looking to talk about Bigfoots, UFOs, or ghosts, all of them, trifecta, baby, you can go ahead and get a hold of me at www.siminnesota.com. And also, too, right here at the calling. If you're looking to be on a show and you're just like a nobody like me or any of the guests I've ever had. No, I'm kidding. Get a hold of us. We'd love to talk with you and everything. And also, too, just to let you know that next coming up is Geek Paranormal. And just to let you know that in the chat room will be J. Adam Smith. And that is their guest, I do believe it is. So, wow, this has been really, really good. And I appreciate both of you guys coming on. And
thank you. Thank you guys so much.
Well,
yeah,
you guys have to come back on.
I'd love to.
Exactly. Okay, you guys just sit back and relax for a second here. We're going to talk after this. We're going to let Sarge do his thing. And thank you, Para-X. We appreciate everything. And Sarge, we love you to pieces. Little bitty pieces, bite size. Anyway, have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you next week.